following is a presentation of WCTV Sports.
Friday Night Lights return to Wadsworth. The Grizzlies chasing history as they open the 25 season under the glow of Arkwright Stadium. It's a new season. It is a season of promise, and the road to Canton begins right here, right now. Well, folks, we welcome you wherever you may be to the Gridiron on Grandview Avenue in the historic Arkwright Stadium in Memorial Park, just steps away from downtown Wadsworth, Ohio. Tonight, the Grizzlies open the 25 high school football season as they welcome their rivals, the Barberton Magics, right here to the Bears Den. Hello again, everyone. I am Mike Elkins alongside a very familiar voice of Grizzly Nation, Mr. Kirk Gray. Kirk, you've been part of this program for more than a decade, and you know as well as anyone the buzz in town is about more than just another Suburban League Conference title.
Well, that's right, Mike. This team is loaded with talent, depth, and a very high football IQ. The community believes that this group has a chance to not only three-peat as the Suburban League champions, but to make a serious run into November, maybe even get to Canton with a shot at the state championship.
Yeah, but before you can dream about Tom Benson Stadium, which is what every high school team is dreaming about tonight, you've got to take care of business on every Friday night. And tonight, that business begins with the Barberton Magics. Let's take a look at some of the keys to the game here tonight, as we like to call it, Kirk, the business plan.
That's right. Look, Wadsworth, when they're on offense, they've got to do the right things right. They got to be sharp, they got to be surgical, and they got to avoid the unforced errors. They got to dominate the line of scrimmage and at the point of attack. Defensively, they've got to bring it. They got to be physical, which I believe they will be, and disrupt. And that means penetration up front, closing down on the second level, and tight coverage on the back end.
Yeah, and if you're the Barberton Magics and head coach Tony Grotto, you've got to establish and maintain the running game. And why is that important? You've got to keep Bryson Hall and Cooper Gray and Calix Lemp and Maddox and McNeil, all these guys off of the field. So if you can keep the ball out of the hands of the Grizzlies, if you're the Barberton Magics, you might have a chance here tonight. And with that goes without saying, that will control the clock with long possessions, keeping Wadsworth off the field. Defensively, it's a really tall order to fill for Barberton. They have got to prevent the long play. You've got one of the fastest, if not the fastest, receiver in Medina County on this football field tonight, Kurt.
Yeah, Calix is he's a special talent, special speed, and of course the Grizzlies got speed all over. But certainly they got to keep Calix in front of them.
And you've got to create turnovers here tonight if you're Barberton. You got to force the Grizzlies into mistakes, as the Wadsworth Grizzlies, the two-time defending Suburban League National Conference champions, take the field at Arkwright Stadium on this brand new turf, which looks absolutely spectacular under the sunlight here in late August in Northeast Ohio.
We've got an excellent crowd out here for the first game, senior night. And they're still filing in at some of the entrances. It's a lot of excitement. You can feel it. You could feel it in town today. You could feel it when you walked in the stadium at 5:30 when they opened the gates.
Yeah.
A lot of expectations.
Just before we went on, my daughter's calling me and telling me there's nowhere to park. She'll find a spot. Anyways, the all-time series, actually Barberton leads the all-time series between these two programs. They've got a 31-19 advantage, but Wadsworth, they have won 10 of the last 11 matchups.
Well, that's been how the programs have flipped. Barberton has not been as strong, certainly in the last 3 or 4 years. Right before we booked this series, Barberton had been back-to-back league champions. And we booked this series, and speaking with Coach Todd, he said, I'm not sure what happened, but their numbers dipped a bit, and that was just as he's getting his foothold in seasons 4, 5, 6, and he's about to start season 10.
Yeah, and to that point, when you look at the numbers between these two programs, Wadsworth with 25 seniors to Barberton's 13. Wadsworth roster has 68 players on it to Barberton's 37 players. And, you know, the longer you get into the season, that wears on you because you got a lot of guys on Barberton going both ways. 6, as a matter of fact, go both ways for the Barberton Magics.
Well, and I think that's going to feed into what Coach Todd wants to do. Part of his game plan he discussed with us earlier in the week, that his whole thing for the season is just to run plays. He's put a lofty goal out there. I won't throw it out there, but he wants a lot of plays, get to the line of scrimmage. He's got a lot of playmakers, and he wants them all to touch the ball.
And that's so important because when you do face these schools that have a lot of guys going both ways, they're going to be gassed. You know, you take a look at Coach Todd right there in his 10th season, 69-33 here at Wadsworth. Done a phenomenal job, and you know, we had a chance to meet with him last week, and I don't know, we were almost there, Coach, for 3 hours talking to Coach Todd, and Barberton will kick it off.
Looks like we've got Tommy Hahn and Calix Limp standing at about the 1-yard line, goal line, ready to field this kick for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Jason Gates, the 4-star recruit for the Magics. You'll see a lot of Gates. He's got a good leg. May put this one in the end zone and prevent Hahn or Lemp from returning it. Gates went to a camp down in Arkansas over the summer and was hitting field goals from beyond 50 yards. And we're underway at Arkwright. It will be
Tommy
Hahn at the 1-yard line. He'll bring it up the middle. He's got a seam. He's got an opening.
Yeah.
Lane to the 40. Hahn will be dragged down from behind, and they'll mark him at about the 50-yard line. What a start for this Grizzly team here in 2025.
Well, the kicker did everything on that play.
We do have a flag on the play, and, you know, he did a great job there being patient and letting those blocks set up for him, but there is a flag at the 11-yard line.
Like I said, Mike, it looked like, regardless of the flag, the kicker did everything. He kicked the ball and he made the tackle.
Looks like we've got preliminary hold signal. That is the case. So that will negate the return by Tommy Hahn. A great return it was. It was a 49-yard return. And they will mark it now at the 5.5-yard line. So the Grizzlies look at a long field in front of them. Bryson Hall, the sophomore quarterback, will lead this offensive unit, which is loaded with talent. We'll see if Coach Todd starts Cooper Gray in the backfield or Gavin Madigan, but you got a wide receiving core of Luke Maddox and Calix Lemp.
Looks like he's going to go with Gavin backed up on our own 5-yard line.
Jacob Ernest in there likely at the H-back position. Lemp is split wide right. 2 receivers to the near side. Madigan in the pistol behind Hall. From the 6-yard line. Motion. Hall to throw. He's got Lemp wide open. Lemp catches it. Stumbles. Completed pass. And one step and Lemp would have been gone to the end zone, but he stumbles on the turf. They'll mark it at the 49. They'll mark it at the 49-yard line.
And just like that, we're right back out at the 50.
And this is you see the ball slightly underthrown, but Calix adjusts his route, hauls in the pass for a first down, now back to where they were before the flag after the kickoff return. 3 receivers to the left. Hall quickly out to the near side.
That's Smeltzer. He's fighting for a little extra. He's going to get 6 on that reception, Mike.
Good gain on first down. That'll bring up 2nd down and 4 for the Wadsworth Grizzlies. And this is going to be a fast-paced offense, folks. Get used to it.
Big carry here by Gavin. Watch. Second and short.
Schmelzer in motion. They'll give it to Madigan up the middle. Madigan to the 30. Madigan will bust it to the outside.
And he's
Madigan
dodging.
will get caught from behind. He'll be stopped there by number 2.
He's dodging,
that is
kids.
Angelo Gatto.
That's going to be about a 25-yard pickup. And they quickly rotate Cooper in. And they're going quickly, Mike. First down.
Cooper Gray in the pistol behind Hall. Maddox to the near side, split. Hall looking right. Brings it down and then hits a receiver. Is that Schmelzer over there? That's his second reception on the evening, Kyle Schmelzer. Short of a first down.
Brought him down at about the 9-yard line.
Now Wadsworth, with that tremendous speed, can take advantage of the wide side. You've got Luke Maddox wide left.
Okay, look for the pitch coming this way to Cooper.
Jacob Ernest in the slot. They'll flood the left side. Hall looks right, got a man, Lemp. Oh, and he just goes through his hands. And that was a timing pattern where you saw Hall releases that football, Kirk, just before Calix makes his cut.
Going with the heavy package here. They brought in Levitt. Madigan's back in the backfield. Looks like Jake Ernest may slide into the backfield as well if they go with the power set.
Got some big guys there in the backfield with Ernest, second-team All-Ohio defensive player. Gavin Madigan, honorable mention defensive player, All-Ohio. It's Madigan in the backfield.
There it is.
They'll give to Madigan, up the middle.
Down to about the 2, it looks like. But enough for the first down.
And Madigan chewing up the turf. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Barberton, not a chance to catch their breath. They'll give it to Madigan again. Right side, into the end zone. Touchdown, Wadsworth.
Touchdown, Grizzlies. Just like we called it, it had to be execute. Did a lot of sharp things on that series right there.
Now the offensive line doing a nice job over those last 2 run plays. And look at the blocks there by Gabe Ludke. Colton Levitt in there.
Yeah. I don't think Coach Todd's going to be too upset with a 95-yard drive to open the season, Mike.
Not at all. Jack McNeil now on for the point after. McNeil was 4 for 4 in the scrimmage against Brunswick. This kick is up, and it is good at Art Wright, where the Grizzlies take a 7-0 lead early in the first period. Almost a perfect opening to this football game. They overcome the flag on the kickoff return. He had a 49-yard return called back, and then you hit Calix on a tremendous play over the middle. You get the ball back at the 50, and 4 plays later, we're in the end zone.
Yeah, and that Kyle contributed to that. A new starter, Kyle Schmelzer, with a couple key receptions that kept moving the box. And put us in some good 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3rd situations, and then you let that running game take over, and it was a very efficient drive, all in all.
We'll go back to the play here to Calix Lemp. Just a post pattern, slightly underthrown, and they actually gave him a great spot.
Yeah, it spun him around a little bit. He, as you mentioned, he had to adjust his body. But then Gavin right up the middle, like I said, for about 25 yards, just dodging people here, and then he gets caught up from behind, but not after a big gain that got us down in the red zone.
And this is the touchdown run here from Madigan. So back deep for the Magics will be Mark Tavanello and Clay Thompson. McNeil boots it away.
Nice kick.
Good kick. It'll be caught at about the 8-yard line. Thompson on the near sideline will run out of bounds, and they'll mark it. Kind of got out about the 20-yard line. So we will get a look at Braden Lauk, the quarterback for the Magics. He played for Rittman last year. And Braden Lauk is one of those guys, you're going to see him at quarterback, but he's also an outside linebacker.
Well, he started his playing career right here in Wadsworth. He was a youth. He played with all these kids. They all grew up together until he stayed over in Rittman, played the last few years. So they're very familiar with Braden, and I know these guys have got a big smile on their face when they're looking across the line at him, just bringing back memories from youth days.
Lauk, 6'1", 180, senior.
Barberton having a little bit of confusion here, running players in and out.
Well, we talked about their offensive line. They've got pretty good size on that offensive line. It's whether or not how quick they are. And you're looking at a front three here for the Grizzlies.
And like I said last week, that's going to be my emphasis early in the season. We got 3 new starters on the defensive line, and I'm really I'm a little fond of the defensive line and just seeing how they're going to do.
Lauk will go near side, the sideline, and he was out of bounds.
He did make the catch, but Tommy had good coverage there, Tommy Hahn, and drove him out of bounds, and it's going to be incomplete, 2nd and long.
Yeah, pass was intended for Trent DeWitt, the southpaw. Lauk, nice ball.
Yeah, it was a good ball. It carried a little bit, but that was good coverage, and good catch by the receiver, just happened to be out of bounds.
2nd down and 10. Now for the Magics. Angelo Gatto in the backfield, the son of Barberton's head coach, Tony Gatto, coming off of an injury last year that kept him out all season. This time they'll give to Gatto, right side, and quickly swallowed up by that Grizzly defense.
Yeah, it looked like he lost his footing, but there wasn't a lot of room to go, and he picked up a yard, but 3rd and long, and this defense here is now they're licking the chops. They're going to pin their ears back now, Mike.
Jacob Ernest on that last stop for Wadsworth. Yeah, it is 3rd and 9, and we'll see if Wadsworth dials up the pressure. You would imagine they would. Third down and 9.
Yeah.
Lauk.
Little pressure in the backfield.
Give, and
they got him.
Stop is made.
Bowden Ballinger.
Bowden Ballinger, the junior linebacker, shooting the gap. That's a TFL. We saw a lot of those in the scrimmage against Brunswick last week.
Yeah, he sliced right through there, came on a little bit of a blitz. He sniffed that out, went right with the formation, and just ran that running back down.
So McNeil will be back deep on the punt return team for the Grizzlies. And 3 and out for the Magic's offense. Good defensive series for the Grizzlies. So Gates, who's got a leg on him, can boot the ball 60 yards. That's a good kick.
Drives McNeil back to about the 31.
McNeil up the middle. He's got a seam.
Makes the first man miss.
And he'll fight for yardage, but they'll be stopped at about the 42-yard line.
He got wrapped up a little awkwardly there on that tackle. But the Grizzlies are going to take over. 2nd possession here, 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Well, McNeil does a nice job on that punt because it's almost like a center fielder. The ball's over your head. You've got to turn and go. You got to get to where the football is going to be and then change your momentum and get upfield. And, the punt return team does a nice job of holding their blocks long enough to get a decent return for the Grizzly punt return team. We got twins to the right and to the left. Cooper Gray to the left side of Bryson Hall. Motion near side, it's Lemp. Hall, plenty of time. Steps up, throws. It is Maddox.
Maddox, nice play. Down to the 40-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 19.
Yeah, pickup of 19, you're right, Kirk. And Wadsworth quickly to the line of scrimmage. No substitutions as the wheels will continue to roll on this Grizzly offense. Twins to the right side. Maddox to the left. Cooper Gray in the backfield. Give us to Gray up the middle, and he'll be stopped for a gain of about 4. Brings up 2nd down and 6. McCray on the stop.
Yeah, he's a big-time defensive lineman for Barberton, McCray. Maybe their best defensive player, I think Coach Gatto was saying.
Levitt now in motion. Gray in the backfield, left hip of Bryson Hall. Hall looking left, throws. He's got Maddox again. Maddox runs a great route on the near sideline.
Fights for some extra yards, and that's going to be well clear of the 1st down. They're going to mark him down, it looks like, on about the 26-yard line. Grizzlies moving fast.
26-yard line, trips to the right. Calix Lemp in the slot. Hall.
All day.
Looking left. He's got Maddox. in the end zone, incomplete. Ball's just a bit too high off the fingertips of Maddox. On the coverage is number 9, Noah Wright.
Yeah, Wright made a good play there at the last minute to just tip that ball and break it up out of Luke's hands.
Just off the fingertips.
Quickly back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 10 now. Wide open. It's going to be a touchdown.
Jack McNeil.
McNeil wide open on that far sideline. That had to be a defensive breakdown in the secondary for the Magics because there was nobody around him for 10 yards.
And Mike, that's going to be something that happens when we go as fast as we do. Safety couldn't get over, as you can see there on the replay. We line up very quickly. They're trying to get their defensive calls in, and you're going to see breakdowns like that.
So McNeil comes on for the BAT. This would be his second here in the first quarter. What a start for this Grizzly unit. Kick is up, and it is good. And when you looked at that route, you saw Calix, that safety had to wait for Calix to find out what he's going to do, and Calix broke to the right in a flat, and that left McNeil wide open.
Mike, I think what you're seeing here is the Grizzlies are they're staying fundamental, not doing anything fancy. We're trying to stretch them deep, which was throwing a lot of deep balls. Bryson's really got it down the field. He's having a really good start to this game. Gavin, one big run. Haven't run the ball but just a few times, which we're going to see more of that. We know that Coach Todd likes to set up the run with the pass, and that's a little bit different than a lot of people think. They say, oh, you want to set it up. He's the opposite. He wants to set up his run. He's a running guy. He wants to run the ball, but when you've got the talent like we've got on the edge and a quarterback like sophomore Bryson Hall, you got to move the ball around, and he certainly has so far. 4 receivers have caught balls already. Smeltzer's got a couple, Limp, Maddox, and then McNeil for the touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, he's spreading the ball around, and boy, as an offensive coordinator, as a head coach, you'd love to see that out of your quarterback. McNeil will kick it away. Again, this is going to be Gatto who reverses it.
Will Reese is waiting on it on this side. Oh, big lick to knock him out of bounds. Yeah, Trent DeWitt on that caught that reverse from Gatto and brought it back to the near side, but the Grizzlies did not fall for it. Good fundamentals again, stayed in their lanes. And he picked up a few extra yards, but nothing they could break away with the trickeration that they were trying.
Yeah, we talked about it last week in the Brunswick scrimmage, how in those scrimmages you don't get to see that type of action because, you know, on those punts and kickoffs things are whistled dead. So Wadsworth showing some discipline on some trickery by the Magics early here in the first quarter. 1st down and 10 now. Ball marked at about the 24-yard line. Lauk will throw left screen, and Jacob Ernest just sniffs it out.
Yeah. That play didn't have much of a chance. I think Jake picked up on that key. As soon as the ball was snapped, he just kind of gained a little ground, slid into it, and another tackle for a loss for Jake Ernest.
Yeah, Jake's had a couple of TFLs here in the first quarter. The reigning Suburban League Defensive Player of the Year in Jacob Ernest.
Got one of the young bucks in there, Reed Close, just came in, sophomore, just came in for Calix. Give him a little bit of a breather. He's been pulling a little bit of double duty, number 19.
So 2nd down and 14 now for Braden Lauk and his Magics. Gatto in the backfield will step up, block. Ooh, ball is almost intercepted over there on the far sideline.
Will Reese wanted to make that hit so bad that he didn't see that the ball was coming right to him.
Yeah. Look, Jude Hallower's over there on that corner also. There's Coach Gatto and his Barberton Magics. Want to thank him for taking time out of his evening after practice, giving me a call yesterday to talk about this game and to talk about his Magics. And he's got some hopes for the Barberton Magics this year. He believes in those kids, and that's what you've got to convey to your players. Lauk back to throw. Left side, man covered, incomplete.
Yeah. again, good coverage. Reese was right in his face, and the ball just carried him out of bounds. And it's going to bring up 4th down, and the Grizzly defense haven't given up many yards thus far.
Yeah, I think total it's going to be negative offensive output by the Magics here in the first quarter. And we've got 5:25 remaining, and Wadsworth will get the ball back. So Barberton struggling to get anything going offensively. And when you got 3 All-Ohioans looking at you on the other side, it's kind of a tough sled. Tough sled to pull.
Where are you going to go is the question. Where are you going to go with the ball? Coach Todd, comes after it.
Gates gets it away. McNeil will field it at about the 28-yard line. He's got room in front of him.
He does.
And he's got blockers. But what a great play there by number 4.
Excellent tackle.
Yeah, that tackle's made by Andres de la Trinidad. I mean, he did a great job shedding the block and making a great open field special teams tackle.
Yeah, he's one of their starting inside linebackers, and he really got down the field, again, avoided that block and brought him to the ground, because after that, there's another 15, 20 yards easy of green space. You see the Grizzlies set up 1st down on the 45. Madigan to the right of Bryson Hall. Calix in motion.
Hall will give to Cooper Gray. Cooper busts through the middle. Gavin to the 30. 25-20. Spins, stays on his feet, run out of bounds inside the 15. And we talked about Gavin, a guy that he loves contact.
Yeah. He just, the drive to just continue to run. He spins, puts his foot down, keeps going.
And a great job. Look at that block up front.
That's going to be a pickup of about 41 yards.
Merritt Fortner with a tremendous block, creating that giant hole for Madigan. Now Cooper Gray in the backfield, limp in motion. Hall over the middle, incomplete. Pass intended for Levitt.
That was a really, really well drawn up play. He goes, flares it to the left with Calix. Then he turns and looks at Cooper very quickly to try to get those linebackers to stop, and then find Levitt down the seam, and it just wasn't there, but that's a good play design.
2nd down and 10 now for this Wadsworth offense inside the red zone once again here in the first quarter. Trips to the right. Hall will give to Gray. This time he
touchdown
right up the middle.
Cooper
Touchdown Grizzlies.
Attaway.
The senior, Paydirt, the 3rd Grizzly to find the end zone here in the first quarter.
And Mike, going back to last season, that's 14 games in a row with a touchdown for Cooper Gray. Just a workhorse when Gavin went down. Now Gavin's back. Pick what you want to do. We got thunder and lightning back there, but we just keep racking them up, and another efficient drive.
So here comes Jack McNeil now for the 3rd PAT. Kick is up, and it is good. And you know what's so great about Cooper Gray, and I'm not saying this because you're here, Kirk, is that he has done such a great job of, at times, being patient and letting that block set up and then making his move.
And I think if we get to see that replay, he went in around the guard position, and I saw him he puts his hand up. Here we go, and he just slides to his right. Great block there, Carter Raymond. Boom, and he slides off of it. Carter Raymond with a great block. Cooper just slides off of it and goes right in, almost untouched. Hey, Carter Raymond, a new starter, junior that steps in for Brady O'Connor. Brady's here tonight. I saw him earlier, said hello to him. That was a good up front. Coach Steiner's group, he should be happy so far. They've been great pass protection and some really good blocks. We've got to be approaching 150 yards rushing now, and I can't even begin to speculate how many yards Braden has already, but we've been efficient, which is what one of our keys to the game was, do the right things right.
Look at the student section here at Art Wright on opening night. These kids have expectations too. I mean, they're excited about this football team. We talked about it at the top. The energy in Wadsworth about the Grizzlies this year.
Yeah, everywhere you go. As we got through the scrimmages, there's a lot of talk. How do we do? How do we look? How do we look? And every time someone would ask me, I just tried to downplay it, said, look, we've got a lot of opportunities, a lot of weapons.
Kick is away, and it will be picked up at about the 5-yard line.
I'll say that was almost a mistake.
Yeah, you almost want to get that sooner. That's Clee Thompson on the return, and as you're waiting for that ball, as you're waiting to pick it up, that gap is closing between that kickoff team. But let's talk real quick about this offensive line for Wadsworth. Jordan Jones, Gabe Lutke, Merritt Fortner. Returners on the left side. You got Carter Raymond and Gavin Britton on the right side, and Britton, some huge shoes to fill, and Eli Kaufman.
But as I said when we talked earlier this week, prepping for the game, there's not someone on this roster that wants to play more than Gavin Britton. He has put his time in. He's played behind, Eli Kaufman, who's now with the Marshall Thundering Herd, and he steps in now and getting his chance, and he wants it bad, Mike.
Lauk, he's got a throw over the middle. He's got a man. It's caught. Brought down there. That's Tavanello on the reception. A first down for the Magics. Their first here in this first quarter, as we're still at 4:32 remaining.
Tommy was right there on his hip. It was a good throw out in front of him. Tommy couldn't quite reach it and get to it, but brought him down as soon as he caught it, and that's all you can ask for. Looks like they're rotating some people in there now. Grady Hughes on the far side corner. I saw DeShazi in there at safety. Looks like they're giving a couple guys a breather. Calix is in. Looks like Gavin might be catching his breath.
First down and 10 now from the 42-yard line.
A little bit of pressure.
Pressure coming. Lauk steps up in the pocket, throws incomplete. Pass was intended there for number 7.
Yeah, he was bracketed. Calix had him, and then we had Jude sitting right behind him.
Tyrion Bailey was the intended receiver for the Magic. Second down and 10. Yeah, you're right, Kirk. We brought pressure on the edge, and Lauk had to step up in the pocket, maybe hurried that throw a little bit, but the coverage nonetheless was good by the Grizzly secondary.
So up front, we got Jaden Gross, Tetzel's in the middle, and we got Levitt on the far side end. A lot more beef than we've seen on the defensive line in previous years, and these guys got big motors.
Here
Gross.
comes the pressure.
Oh, blocked down by Levitt.
Levitt almost intercepting that ball, and we saw that last year. I believe it was Solon that came in on a very similar play, but on the other side of the line. And a great play there by Colton Levitt coming from the backside.
I tell you what, it's no greater sight than to see Colton Levitt back out there. That 85, some shoulder pads underneath that jersey now. He got hurt early last year, and a kid that just loves the game of football. You can see he's got a knee brace on that left leg. He has battled back and getting to play and making an impact right there, knocking down a pass on second down.
Third down and 10. Here comes the pressure. Houck's got a roll to the left. Throws, and it's complete.
Call for a first down.
Yeah, catch is by number 9, Noah Wright. So Barberton showing some life here late in the first quarter, down 21-0.
That was one of the young bucks, DeShazi, out there on the coverage. He slides out. He gave Gavin a little bit of a break there, and Gavin's back in.
So Wright will take a break. He'll get a breather. First and 10 now. The Magics, for the first time in Grizzly territory, ball placed at the 46-yard line of Wadsworth, trailing it 21-0. Barberton with twins to the right. Now they're going to flood the right side.
He's by himself.
Lauk will turn it, and he'll get stopped by...
He got about 3 yards on a busted play. It looks like...
Got a flag on the play, Kurt.
The running back went the opposite direction. Yeah, they're going to call it. Looks like he's going to call a hold on Barberton. Jaden Gross is trying to put his jersey back on there, number 50.
That's pretty good evidence.
Yeah, that was a pretty good indicator.
Jaden Gross, one of those guys playing both sides of the ball. .308 remaining here in the opening period in the season opener between the Grizzlies and the Magics.
That's going to move Barberton back on their side of the 50 and bring up a long first down and 20.
Yep, 1st and 20. Look for Wadsworth to bring the pressure. No flag. Lauk will keep it, and he'll get about 9 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 11 with 2:40 remaining in the opening quarter.
Yeah, we did have a Grizzly flinch, but I don't think, he did. In high school, they've got to cross the line of scrimmage before it's blown dead, and he did flinch, but the ref must have judged that he did not break the plane there. And Lauk, a little bit of success now. That's 2 runs in a row where he's coming off the edge with a little option action and is elected to keep it. Had to keep it last time because his running back went to the sideline, but on that one, turned it up. Nice gain, 9 yards.
Well, you see what Barberton is doing. Even though it's 21-0, they are milking the play clock. They are running this thing down. 1 second left. They snap it. Lauk, right side, almost picked off, in a great stick on the play by Calix Lemp coming in from the safety spot.
Yeah, Calix, that was a big-time lick by Calix. He hit Noah Wright and carried him back about 3 yards into Barberton territory. And that ball was a little bit up for grabs there, Mike, but the Grizzlies were focused on the play and not the ball, which is what you teach them to do. But the ball fell dead. Could have been an interception for the Grizzlies there at midfield. But it's going to be 3rd and 11.
Calix Lemp, the Air Force Academy commit. 3rd down and long, as Kirk just said, for the Magics.
Grizzlies are showing blitz on this side.
And we're going to get a timeout as the play clock expires, and Coach Grotto takes a timeout. 3rd down and 11.
Mike, I just want to talk about some of the people in the community that have really helped this program. Last night's team dinner, Casa del Rio provided the team dinner for the entire team, the cheerleaders, the coaches, and they're contributing a lot. Every year you can count on Casa to step up and donate food, just about anything you ask. It's such a great place up there, right off of High Street and 77 right off the interstate, and a really good place. But that's not all the Mexican that we've had this week. We've also had some Mexican from El Rincon. They provide meals as well, and equally as good a supporter of the program. But tonight, I want to say after the game, tonight's game is sponsored by Grizzly Garage Door, and they've donated pizza, drinks, desserts, everything for the team. They help decorate the locker room and the tunnel area, and we're just really appreciative for our local companies, and Grizzly Garage Door is the sponsor tonight, and we really thank them.
3rd down and 11 now for the Magics coming out of the timeout. Lauk will keep it, and he'll be stopped for a short gain of about 1 on the play, and that will bring up 4th down, and you would imagine...
Interesting play call on 3rd and 11.
Yeah, coming out of the timeout, I would agree, Kirk, because they have had some success getting the ball downfield.
I'm not sure what Coach Gatto was thinking drawing that up, but the Grizzlies were able to stay on top of it. Gain of maybe 1 yard, but we are setting up for a punt return. So, and with the kicker that Barberton has, they may try to pin us deep.
Yeah, Gates is on to kick it away deep for the Grizzlies. Looks like McNeil. On the far side, we have a flag on the play because the play clock has expired again, and Barberton having some difficulty getting organized.
They ran in. One of their linemen came in late, delayed the snap, and but with a kicker like they have, 5 yards at midfield is really not that impactful. Yeah, we got Hahn and Jack McNeil back deep to field this, and the Shadows have just about covered the field now.
So Gates will fake it. Gates to the right side. One guy to beat. He does. 1st down, Barberton. Gates and the Magics roll the dice on the fake punt, and they catch Wadsworth.
Gates showing some athleticism. Got to the edge, and he knew where the sticks were and was able to pick up a 1st down for Barberton. They're at the 31.
Kirk, you were correct. 5 yards doesn't matter when you got a punter like Gates who can run the football.
That's right.
So 1st and 10 for the Magics now.
Well, we've seen some impressive play out of the Barberton kickers so far.
I mean, he steps up in a bad angle there, but you got to give credit where credit is due.
Look, I know I got a lot of my old teammates listening to this call, but, you know, I'm all about some special teams. I played for one of the greatest in special teams, so special teams are contributing here for Barberton, helping them out a little bit.
And we've got another flag. We have another delay of game, I believe. What do we have? The officials are going to have a conference. The back judge looked like he threw the flag. That's where it came from.
They're questioning what the reset was, I believe, is what Barberton wants to say.
Because I didn't see that the play clock did not go down to 0, so they're going to wave it off. So Barberton able to keep the drive alive. 1st and 10 on the Grizzly 31-yard line.
They're scratching and clawing, Mike.
Gatto in the backfield behind Lau. Lauk will throw. Got a man.
Ball's up for grabs.
Incomplete. Pass is intended there for number 6, Clee Thompson.
Yeah, well, Clee is thinking about it a little bit.
I beg your pardon. That's going to be number 8, Vernon Reynolds, the intended receiver. Reynolds a little shaken up on the play. Ball thrown into double coverage. You were right. It was up for grabs. Falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 now with 5 seconds, it looks like, on the scoreboard. The sun is washing out the scoreboard. Having a little bit of difficulty here. But it looks as though there's 5 seconds remaining.
I agree with you, Mike. 5 seconds. Looks like it'll be the last play of the first quarter.
Hauk wants to throw left. Throws it underneath, incomplete. And that will do it for the first quarter of action here at Art Wright, where the Grizzlies, with a commanding performance, lead at 21-0.
3 series in that first quarter, 3 drives, one of them starting at our own 5-yard line, the first drive.
Yeah.
And
94-yard drive, really.
Yeah, big reception on the first play to Calix. Gets us back out to midfield. A lot of passing. Here's Gavin's touchdown. Again, that Carter Raymond is the same play it looks like that Cooper scored on from a little further out. They're going right off Carter Raymond.
This is Cooper Gray on his touchdown. No, I'm sorry, this is McNeil.
Yeah, and there was a breakup in communication and coverage on that play. And here we go with Cooper. Same play. Look very similar play as which Gavin. Look, Carter Raymond slides it down 57, and then Cooper just right up the middle. And Gatto, one of the defensive backs there for Barberton, tried to make a tackle and slid right off. But Mike, I don't know if Coach Todd, he's going to look at this film. He'll dissect it as he always does. But all in all, 21-0 in the first quarter, and the way they've played. 1 penalty on the opening kickoff brought us back. Bryson and Calix connection took care of that to get us right back where we started. So that wiped that slate clean. And 21-0. I think Coach Todd will say that, there's always going to be things that he wants to clean up and sharpen up. But very effective for the Grizzlies right here. And we're getting ready to run it back. 12 more minutes on the clock, second quarter. Here we go.
Yeah, not to mention that Bryson Hall, we talked about Madigan and Gray running the football. Hall has found 4 different receivers in the first quarter. So here we go, 3rd down and 10. It is money down for the Grizzlies. Laux will stay in at quarterback for the Magics.
A lot of motion back and forth by the Magic.
Lau, pressure coming. He's got to roll to the near side. Being chased, he'll throw it away.
There's
out of bounds and nobody within 20 yards.
He was outside the pocket, so they're not going to penalize him for that. But it's going to be 4th down from the 31. Let's see what they try to do. Are they going to try to maybe pooch one and pin us deep?
That's what it looks like Coach Gatto's going to do as he sends the punt unit on. And the leading rusher, he's going to line up for a field goal.
Well, this will be impressive. Early in the season, you're going to line up for a
This is a
48.
Yep. This is a 48-yard field goal. He's hit 54. Gates with a tremendous leg. Lines up.
This is exciting.
Kick is blocked.
Big block. Let it go dead. Chase it down. Jude Haller blows it dead in the end zone.
Yeah, it looks like it was more of a line drive off of his foot if John's able to run that back for us, but the Grizzlies able to block the field goal attempt. They'll take over at about the 31-yard line.
And we talked about that last week.
Take a look at this. The hold is good.
Calix. Oh.
Yeah, it was just low. I mean,
Yeah.
he got nothing underneath
Yeah.
that football. He kicked a line drive, and you're right, though. Calix was right there.
It looked like
And
it went
honestly,
right under Calix.
I got to wonder if Calix being there forced him
To quick step it.
to quick step it. Yeah, to quick kick it. Yep. So pressure from Calix Limp. And the Grizzlies will take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Hey, folks, 2026 after prom, they are selling pepperoni rolls beginning at halftime. So if you're watching this on YouTube, come down to the stadium, right? Get your pepperoni rolls at halftime, but they're also selling them at next week's home game against New Albany. It's a fundraiser for the 2026 prom. I should say after prom. We've got a flag and
Free 5.
encroachment there by Barberton. And that's one of the things that as a coaching staff, that's got to be driving Coach Gatto nuts over there, because you're down 21-0. You've had a little bit of life here, but you keep shooting yourself in the foot a little bit with these penalties.
Yeah. Barberton trying to get lined up. Pitch to Cooper on the outside. He catches the edge.
Cooper's going to be
one
run.
block.
Yeah.
He's going to pick up about 11 yards on that carry.
Downstairs spinning all the dials and bringing all the images to you is John Bernard. I know one John Bernard could use some pepperoni rolls. 1st and 10 for the Grizzlies.
So what are we going to see here, Mike? We're going to see Coach Todd get serious about grinding it out a little bit with the running game, or is he just going to continue to use all his weapons and spread the ball around? We got Jay Lynn down here wide to the near side. Dawson Mendel in motion at the H.
Hall's going to look to throw.
He's got him. He's got Jay Lynn.
Jay Lynn to the 20. They're not going to catch him.
No, they won't.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Grizzlies.
The King, Jay Lynn.
Well, that
with a big touchdown there.
Kirk, that corner was on an island with Jay Lynn, and Wadsworth exposes the advantage as he just lets him go. It looks like they were in zone coverage, and the safety just gets caught up.
And the kids are going crazy down there. The King, Jay Lynn, they are going crazy. Everybody's sworn him, and that's how this team is. Here's a young buck, scores a touchdown, big-time catch. He is going to make waves in the future. You're going to see him and Bryson for years to come now with these young guys.
Jalen, a junior, 6'2", 185. So McNeil on for the PAT. And the kick is up, and it is good. Oh, I'm sorry, sophomore, 6'2", 185.
Yeah, so right. That's what I thought. We're going to see him and Bryson for a couple more years.
I have a roster that says he's a junior, so
yeah, I think he's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore. So how about Jack McNeil is 4 for 4, and his home opener is the new kicker, if you will, for the Grizzlies his senior year.
Replacing a legend.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best in Medina County history, right?
Yeah.
Abe Haprian, Aiden Uzinski bringing you the image of top Art Wright Stadium at the press box. And I know this for a fact. Those guys up there are thrilled. It is sunny. And when the rain comes and the snow comes, those guys are up there doing a great job for us here at WCTV and bringing these Grizzly football games into your living room or wherever you may be.
We talked about it for the last several weeks, Mike, as we were prepping for the season and, of course, this first game. Our big play potential, you're bringing a sophomore who's very talented, but, he's able to make one move, get out there, and we've talked about, that's going to go out of bounds, unfortunately. But we've talked about a bunch of the other kids, Kyle, Jack, Luke, Calix, and then you bring in Jalen. We got a lot of weapons on the outside. In the backfield, of course, we got the Thunder and Lightning. We got Cooper. We got Gavin. We got Jake Ernest, who we haven't spoken about yet, in an offensive capacity. Dawson and Levitt play that H-back as well. So, and up front, those guys up front, he has had a lot of time. I love the way the pocket developed there. I saw JJ, Jordan Jones, he took that kid wide, and Bryson just was able to step up underneath and deliver that ball over here to the near side to Jalen. And you just see the confidence in that offensive line. 3 returning starters on that left side. And then we've talked about Connor Raymond having the key block on both touchdown runs.
Yeah.
The new guy.
Yeah, and we talked with Coach Todd, and there was an emphasis on pocket protection, on giving Bryson Hall some time. Find his receiver, step up, release the ball, and make good throws. And he's done that. 5 different receivers tonight. And
throwing off his front foot a lot, which we talked about in the Brunswick scrimmage. He's able to get on that front foot and deliver a crisp ball.
So this is Gatto, and he'll be run out of bounds, and a stick coming from
That's Deshazi. Oh, they're going to throw a penalty. They're going to say targeting by Deshazi. Yep, Coach Todd's waving him out.
Yep, he's waving him out.
Yeah, that's Deshazi. Coach Todd waved him out.
Now,
oh no, he pulled. Looks like he pulled Jude.
We'll see what happens here. I mean, does a nice job of shedding the block. We'll see what happens.
Coach Todd is explaining something very serious to Jude.
Horse collar.
I see.
It's a horse collar tackle as DeShazo comes in. Nice stick, but it's the horse collar.
It's the horse collar by Jude. Okay, I thought they were going to call a target on DeShazi. But he came in with a good shoulder to drive him out of bounds. But, the horse collar on Jude.
So Barberton will be in Grizzly territory at the 49-yard line.
I'm not used to this fancy replay system we got up here, and I'm going off memory, and you're calling the play from the replay. What a crowd, Mike.
So it is Gatto at the quarterback position now.
The Wildcat, and he's going to go.
Gatto going
student
wide
body right.
He's going to cut it up. Great pursuit there by that Grizzly defense. Everyone staying in their lanes. And I'm going to say no gain on the play.
Yeah, doesn't look like they're going to move the stick at all.
Yep, 2nd down and 10 now for the Magic's offense. So interesting, Lauk is out. And Lauk had shown some success throwing the football.
It's like Coach Probst has shown a couple different personnel combinations. He's got DeShazi at corner, and it looks like, Will Reese is back in Calix's spot in the safety. And I know they rotate them a little bit interchangeably. High snap, they're going with the reverse back this way. A lot of pursuit. He's in trouble. He's in trouble.
And Wadsworth will break down, and it's a tackle for a loss. Jude Holler in there on the stop. Also in there is number 13. That's DeShazi.
We would not normally say Jake's name, but he drove him so deep that it allowed everybody else to come back. He just missed the tackle, but driving that runner back so deep allowed Gavin and the whole pack of Grizzlies to just smother him up.
And you got a injured Barberton Magic on the field. That is number 67. That is Bryce Crow, and that is a huge loss if he is not able to come back. He's a 6'2", 235-pound senior and one of the strongest offensive linemen on that Barberton Magic's team.
Well, I tell you what, if he's 235, he had some biscuits this morning because he looks a whole lot bigger than 235 to me.
I wonder if he's got a little stinger in that shoulder.
Yeah, he is walking with that left side a little limp. Yeah. So
those go away. So 3rd down and 12 with 9:39 remaining here in the first half. Grizzlies lead at 28-0. I think offensively, when Wadsworth gets the ball back, Kirk, you're probably going to see more run, heavy run versus pass.
Yeah, I would suspect that we would see that just because of the nature of the score and where we are in the game. And there he is, one of my favorite guys, number 55, the double nickel, Cheddar Dye. Back on the program, took a year off last year. I was telling you about that last week. And he's back in at nose, getting some meaningful snaps. I love to see it.
New quarterback in for the Magics. And
receiver.
That is number 12, Jackson Hanlon. So Hanlon battling for a starting spot on this Magic's offense.
Yeah, Wright. It looked like Wright broke up his route, but he was bracketed with two Grizzlies over there, and looked like he just broke the route off. And looks like there's a little bit of chatter in the Grizzly in the Barberton huddle. A little bit of animation going on between a couple players. You hate to see that early in this half. The frustration sets in when you're down 4 scores early.
So Gatto in the backfield behind Hansen. He's got to get rid of it and throw short.
Had him, and the man was open. Had gotten out in coverage. Big number 42. Porter to the third.
So the Magics will turn it over on downs, and Wadsworth with great field position. And I would imagine here you might want to go deep, Kirk.
You're going to take a shot? Take
a shot. Again, the second half, up by 30. It is a running clock in the second half. As you can see on your screen, the Grizzlies lead it 28-0. Put 21 points on the board in the first quarter. Maddox wide left, Levitt on the left side as well. Lemp in the slot near side. McNeil wide right.
2x2. Cooper by himself in the backfield.
2x2. Gray off the right side, and a nice tackle there made by number 23. That is Michael Ellis Jr. Nice stop by the young man.
Yeah. It looked like up front, Cooper was trying to get to this near side edge, and that defender just knifed through.
Paul back to throw, looking right side, got a man. McNeil goes right through his hands. May have been thrown slightly behind McNeil. So that brings up a rare 3rd and long, Kirk, for this Grizzly offense. 3rd and 8. McNeil on the right side, Maddox far left, Calix Lemp on the left side. In the backfield, Gavin Madigan. 3rd down and 8. Paul will give to Madigan.
No, that's Bowden. Ballinger.
That's Ballinger. And Ballinger bowls his way across the 35
down
to the 34.
Yeah. Big, hard run by Bowden. Just put his head down and just bowled his way in through there.
Back to the conversation we had a little bit ago. There's so many different weapons on this offense. 1st and 10 now at the 35-yard line.
Barberton calls a
timeout.
Yeah, they had too many men on the field, and looked like number 4 was taking his time getting off, and Coach Gatto was throwing his hands up and was forced to call a timeout.
But Ballinger, with his first carry of the game, just right up the middle, just like a bull, determined to get to the sticks and a 1st down and keep the drive alive for the Grizzlies.
Well, that's just an indicator of the depth that we have. Cooper's got 4 carries. I think Gavin's got 4 or 5 carries. Been very effective, the running game. But Bryson throwing the ball all over the place. Like you mentioned, 5 receivers have caught passes, and 2 for touchdowns. Had another open man here on the sideline, and Jack just couldn't haul it in. But 1st down on your own, on the opponent's 35-yard line, there's a lot in the playbook you can do right here.
On that 3rd and 8, you got to think Barberton is thinking Wadsworth is going to throw the football and surprise them with a run. Here we go, 1st and 10 now from the 35-yard line.
Bowden.
And passes out in the left side. It's Calix Lemp.
What a move. Good tackle.
Nice open.
Number 13.
Yeah, nice open field tackle there by Cash McKinney.
Cash McKinney with a nice open field tackle, as you said.
He's a sophomore.
Wow. That's a nice play.
5'7", 130-pound sophomore on the corner, but good enough for a first down now for Wadsworth. Hall looking to get this Grizzly offense in the end zone. He'll look right. Got a man, McNeil.
McNeil underneath. Oh, what are they going to say? Is he going to say a catch?
No,
he's going to say incompletion. Ooh, that was close.
We saw it last week in Brunswick. We thought it was an incomplete pass, and the officials on a very similar play called it a fumble. But, boy, he put the ball right where it needed to be.
Yeah, right there.
Brings up 2nd down and 10 now for this Grizzly O.
Bowden stays in the backfield. Dawson Mendel is the H. Gives to Bowden. Nice slip move. They got him around the legs, but not after he picks up about 5 or 6.
Yeah, nice run for Bowden Ballinger. That brings up a 3rd down and about 5 along. Yeah, 3rd and 5.
Here comes Cooper's back in. Colton Levitt's back in at the H, number 85. We got Luke, Calix, Jack. 3rd and 5. Let's see what they draw up here.
Lemps in the slot on the near side.
4 down territory.
Oh, yes, sir. Hall is going to throw left side.
He's got the fade.
Got a man, and it's overthrown.
Oh, into the turnbuckle. Luke Maddox getting up, though.
So that brings up 4th down and 5. Yeah, this is definitely 4 down territory for this offense. Haven't seen Madigan in a while in the backfield.
We need these types of situations, though, Mike. I know the game is 28-0, but we need these 4th down situations where we've got to get a first down. They need to feel that and not focus on the game being up by several scores. They got to play situational football, and they're going to come a time in this season where they're going to need to play like this. So the coaches need this, too. What are they going to draw up here on a 4th and 5?
4th down and 5. Hall looking for Lemp.
Got him.
End zone. Touchdown, Wadsworth.
Calix Lemp with a 19-yard reception for a touchdown.
Well, I want to see the move that Calix Lemp puts on this safety, because that safety, you'll see it right here.
Looks like he froze.
Great job here by Cooper Gray creating, he's got a block there, and that safety unable to recover because Calix Lemp jukes him to the inside, and then he pushes to the outside.
Yeah, he could not get back out there to him. And you're right, that guy came hard off the edge. Cooper grabbed him and ran him wide. Again, Bryson with the frame of mind to just step up underneath that and deliver it to Calix for a touchdown.
McNeil's PAT is good.
We talked about that in the open. The football IQ. We got things like that where you're picking up a block. Cooper's driving him out wide, allowing his quarterback to get underneath, touchdown strike. And those things develop because of that high IQ, because of the experience this team has. And that's what gets you so excited, even though we're not even the first half of week 1. But that's what gets you so excited about the season because of so many things we can do.
7:17 remaining in the first half. Grizzlies 35-0. And a stellar performance here by Wadsworth from the opening kickoff. And those are the small things that when you're in film next week, you're looking at that and you're using that as a teaching moment, like especially for the younger backs that need to know what it is to step up. And yes, that defensive lineman might be bigger than you, but if you use leverage and get them to the outside, you're allowing that quarterback time to step up.
What happened, and I know they work on this, but Coach Mountjoy is preaching this. Cooper picked his inside and just ran his inside and took him wide.
Yep.
And he blocked half the man. He blocked half the man wide. And Bryson, again, his composure since week 3 of last year when he took over the starting duties, to know now with all those starts under his belt, he just slid right underneath that block to his face side and just delivered a strike to Cooper down, or to Calix down here in the near corner for a touchdown to his 3rd receiver. Moving the ball around. We got a lot of weapons. It's what we've been preaching all off season. We talked to Coach Todd earlier this week about, what are you going to be able to do? And he said, we're going to run a lot of plays. We want to get the ball to all our playmakers. We're going to run a lot of plays. Now, he seems to have slowed that down a little bit. But, next week we got a different opponent from the Columbus area that we don't often play, and he's got to be ready for every scenario.
So McNeil will kick it away.
Fielded at about the 7.
Yeah, Thompson on the return, and Thompson coughs it up. It's recovered by Wadsworth.
Who is that?
Picking it up is number 19. That is Reed Close.
Reed Close. Again, some of the young kids getting in on special teams. Getting their feet wet a little bit on these special teams, and the Grizzlies, are going to take over 1st and 10 from the Barberton 29-yard line, up 35-0, Mike.
Yeah, this is tough when you're on defense here. You've got the goalpost right behind you because of the turnover.
Sitting on your back, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough feeling when you're down 35-0 here in the first half. So Bryson Hall.
Gavin Madigan behind him in the pistol. You're going to see a heavy dose of Madigan right here.
Yeah, Madigan up the middle, left side. Tough guy to bring down. Madigan to the 5. Touchdown, Wadsworth.
That was a big run right there.
We got a flag on the play that is coming back.
Oh, that's a shame because that was a really, really nice run by Gavin. He made a couple slips there in the first 5 yards and then just went straight up the middle, but I think they're going to call a hold. Yeah, everybody's coming back, so I think it's going to be against the Grizzlies.
Holding the call against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, it's going to back them up.
Looks like we had 2 holds.
Yeah, I wonder what the
second one was accepted.
Well, that'll make it 1st and 20 for the Grizzlies.
From the 39-yard line.
Yeah, well. So Maddox, top of your screen. Jacob Ernest in the slot near side is going to be limp as wide.
Smeltzer in motion.
Smeltzer in motion. They'll give to Smeltzer left side. Turn it up.
With the jet.
Another flag. Hold. Another flag on the play.
They're going to call another hold, I'm afraid.
Flags are down again.
And this is what you don't want to see. You want to try to avoid, you're up 35-0. You're pressing Barberton back into their territory, and now we've seen 2 plays in a row with penalties, and this is exactly what we did not want to see out of the Grizzlies this evening. They need to be sharp.
That'll push them back another 10, 1st and 30. 1st and 30, Luke Maddox, wide left, Lemp, wide right. Jacob Ernest in the slot near side. Schmelzer near side. Hall will look. Steps up in the pocket. He's pressured. He'll tuck it away.
He's going to get down.
And a nice open field tackle there by the Barberton Magic's number 32. That is Micah McWilliams.
Micah McWilliams from his linebacker position.
One of the few juniors on this team. 5'9", 215. 2nd down and 22, only a gain of 8 by Bryson Hall. Lemp again, watch Lemp on the near side. Pass comes, this is underneath the Schmelzer, great move.
Nice spin move. Oh, what a spin.
So
picks up another 8 or so yards after that spin move, and it's still going to bring up 3rd and, they're going to say 3rd and about 6.
But it's 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 6. Yeah, what a great spin move there by Schmelzer to keep that play alive and gain some additional, as you said, Kirk, 5 or 6 yards.
You're starting to see Barberton wear down a little bit. You can see it in their demeanor, and we're just going to lean on them.
Hall looking to throw again, steps up, near sideline, caught by Lemp, good enough for a 1st down.
At about the 13, they're going to mark him out of bounds. That's going to be just deadly. Hard to defend. Calix with that bench route. And if Bryson delivers that thing on time, it's going to hard not to be a completion for chunks of yardage like that.
Coming up on 2 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Okay, Bryson surveying the field. Puts Smeltzer in motion.
Smeltzer's going to, keep it.
Well, they wrapped him up pretty good.
And he keeps the feet churning, gets a couple of extra yards, this Kyle Schmelzer. Not a bad gain on first down. That'll bring up second down and about 5.
Grizzlies trying to widen the field a little bit, get their inside trap game going, which they haven't had much trouble with it, let me put it that way. But I know trying to get those jets widening the field, just trying to loosen up, soften up that middle, and the Grizzlies are going to take a timeout here.
Yeah, 1:21 left here in the quarter. Coach Todd wants to talk about it. And as you look across the way, there's a fan bundled up. Well, you can ask for a better opening Friday night for football.
Direct your attention to the scoreboard.
And when you look across the field, and as you said, Kirk, Barberton looks exhausted.
They do. They really do.
WCS Stadium open for your free Wi-Fi.
Wadsworth will be back home next week as they take on New Albany.
Yeah, we went down there last year, just northeast of Columbus. They run a wing tee, almost exclusively. Rarely do you see the throw the ball. I know Coach Todd went down and saw a scrimmage with some of the staff members, and I asked him, I said, they throw the ball? He goes, not once. Yeah, that doesn't mean they won't or they can't, but they are a very heavy wing tee team, and so it's going to be a little something different here. They got to come all the way up here this year.
Coming out of the timeout, second down and 6. Hall will come to the right side. Pressure coming. He'll throw it backside. It's caught.
Colton Levitt, his first career touchdown, Mike, and we knew they were going to try and do that for him.
Kyle Levitt.
Look, half the team is going out to congratulate him. That is wonderful. The tight end throwback.
That's why you call the timeout, right?
Yeah, it is. You draw that up. Get Colton Levitt his first career touchdown, and
how happy are you for him? He's coming off the injury from last year.
Look, everybody's hugging him. The special teams are coming out and hugging him.
I love that. That is my folks. That's teamwork right there. That's guys that love one another and support one another. Here's Jack McNeil on. PAT is no good.
No good. I want to see the replay on this because somebody came up in Bryson's face really hard, pressure in his face, and whoever stepped out and took that block on gave him just enough time to turn his shoulders back to the left and deliver that ball to Levitt. That was a big-time pickup. I don't know if that was the H-back or somebody that came across the formation, but if we do get to see this, it was a running – oh, that was Cooper.
It was Cooper, yeah. Cooper with a couple of good blocks on that drive. And here's the PAT by McNeil. He just misses it.
He just missed it.
Yep, just pushed it right. So Wadsworth, as you see, commanding 41-0 lead. This will be a running clock in the second half. Kirk, do you see Wadsworth coming out with their starters in the second half for one series?
Well, I think what you'll see is traditionally what I've seen Coach Todd, how he addresses this situation is he's going to come out.
You got to give – let's go back to this play real quick. Hall does a great job lifting the ball over that defender's hand. Right here.
Right.
And that's a great –
That's right. Got it up.
Yep.
Gave it some elevation. I think back to your question, Coach Todd's he's gonna let the starters get one series, and then he's gonna work his other guys in there. And I know he wants his starters to get some work, but at the same time, I mean, they've had a pretty successful first half, kind of what we expected. and it's a long season. And that's it. Halftime, Mike.
Halftime. So the Grizzlies with a commanding 41-0 lead as they go into the locker rooms. And Kirk and I will step away, and we ask that you stick around and enjoy the halftime performance by the Barberton Magic's marching band, followed by the marching Wadsworth Grizzlies. We'll be back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the 2025 Barberton High School Marching Musical Magic's rendition of Space. As we explore and navigate one of the greatest mysteries mankind can only imagine, and that cannot fully know, we will take you far and wide through galaxies and Milky Ways, maybe even pass by a black hole, traversing the greatest depths of our universe and beyond. So to throttle this fantastic journey, count down with me from 10, starting now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. Journey we've begun, but the musical magics are just getting started. From breaking through the exosphere, soaring among the comets, and counting the stars, we now turn our gaze to the constellations, tabulating the infinite possibilities above. Get ready to tap your feet and lose yourself in the rhythm as we bring you a sky full of sound. As we continue on this musical tour for the vastness of the great unknown. Oh no, Houston, we have a problem. We have breaking news. Deep inside the ether, we have run into some turbulence in the form of ships and stars. But wait, our musical magics have a melodic solution. Let's launch into this next hit by Nicki Minaj. this endeavor into the depths of the cosmos, the musical magics have been our guardians of the galaxy, capturing our hearts, minds, and attention. Hold up, wait a minute. Did I say guardians of the galaxy? That reminds me of a tune I once heard when I was a young lad. It starts like this. Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka. Take it from here, musical magic. Celebration with our Grizzly friends at Wadsworth as we salute our return to earth, hit the ground, and play the Barberton High School fight song, Go Purple and Go Magic. The Barberton High School marching musical magic is under the direction of Celeste Wagner, assisted by Lee Gibson, Sharon Runner, and Howard Wickman. The special assistance by Melanie Raymond, Stephen Hartman, supported by our fantastic band boosters. Enjoy the second half. Go Purple, Go Magic.
Now entering the field is your 2025-26 Wadsworth Grizzlies Marching Band. Leading the band down the field are drum majors Aaron Gleason, Gracie Gale, and Becca Nichols. The band is directed by Dana Heyer and assisted by Scott Cornwall. The percussion instructors Ryan Louie, percussion arranger and tech David Seltzer. Vanessa Lloyd and Jessica Person are the color guard instructors. Originally recorded by Gloria Jones in 1964 and covered in 1981, get ready to embrace the darker side of romance as the Wadsworth High School Marching Band presents our rendition of Soft Cell's iconic Tainted Love. As the lead single from their third album, That's Logic. It climbed to number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, making it the most popular song. Here is Ricky, Don't Lose That Number. Jennifer Lopez released this song as the lead single from her 2011 album Love and features artist Pitbull. The song became a global success, topping charts in 37 countries. prepare to dance away as we play on the floor. time, ladies and gentlemen, we are asking that everybody get on the Wi-Fi, please. If we want to test our brand new system. So if you have your phone, check out the scoreboard there, get on the Wi-Fi. Check out WCS Stadium, get on that Wi-Fi. We're going to test to make sure we have as many people on there as we can. Keeping you updated with some scores from around the area. Glenville leads Massillon 19-7 at halftime. Streetsboro up over the Copley Indians 20-7 at half. Nordonia leads St. Vincent St. Mary 24-0 in the first quarter. Medina leads Stowe 14-7 at half.
Welcome back to the booth here at Art Wright Stadium. It's halftime, 41-0. The Grizzlies lead it. Let's take a look at some of the first half numbers for Wadsworth and Barberton. Rushing yards, Wadsworth with a giant edge of 136-24. Grizzlies have passed for 245 yards and have given up 35 yards to the Magics. The Grizzlies 381 total yards of offense to Barberton's 59. Grizzlies have grinded out 10 first downs, Barberton 4. Wadsworth flagged 5 times for 65 yards. Barberton 3 for 20. The Magics, 1 fumble. They lost that, which resulted in a touchdown for the Grizzlies. Leading rusher for Barberton is Gates. Ironically, he's the punter for 20 yards. Quarterback Braden Lauk, 3 of 12 for 35 yards. Leading receiver for the Magics, Tavanello, 1 reception for 27 yards. For the Grizzlies in the backfield, rushing leader is Gavin Madigan, 4 carries, 80 yards, 1 touchdown. Receiving leader is Calix Lemp, 4 receptions, 91 yards, and a touchdown there at the end of the first half. And Bryson Hall, 12 of 18, only 245 yards and 4 touchdowns for the sophomore in the first half.
The Grizzlies have 6 touchdowns, 6 different people on the receiving end of those touchdowns. We got a rush by Gavin, Cooper, Bowden. We got a catch by Calix, Jack McNeil, and the King, Jalen King, with his breakout touchdown there.
And Colton Levitt with his first career touchdown.
That's right. I forgot Colton Levitt. So, yeah, I missed a touchdown.
Looking down to the sideline, I see some of our finest United States Marine Corps fellas down there on the soldiers down on the sideline, around the 25-yard line on the south side.
I mistakenly spoke. I don't believe Bowden scored. I believe, he got that ball down inside the 10, and I think that's where the series that we went to Colton on the backside for that touchdown.
A couple of our finest. Thank you for being here tonight, supporting the Wadsworth Grizzlies. We'll have Salute the Troop night, I believe. It's going to be on September 19th this year, as the Grizzlies will be on the road September 12th at Medina.
Yeah, a little later this year than normal, but Coach Todd will always have one game where we dedicate to our service members and have a lot of involvement from our local Legion and those folks coming in and speaking to the team and spending time with the boys, having a meal with them.
So we have a new kicker. This is number 38, Vince Hatfield, kicking off.
Skips it down to about the 13. Little shake and bake.
Little shake, yeah, and a nice tackle there, open field tackle there by number 15. That is going to be Landon Provance, the 6'2", 185-pound sophomore on special teams.
Coach Todd likes to introduce a lot of these young kids to the Friday Night Lights through special teams, and certainly there when you see some of these sophomores, and it looks like he's going to open the second half with a number of the backups, certainly in the back 7.
Yeah, I think you've got your front 3, your down 3 are going to be your starters, it looks like. And the back 7, you are correct.
No, we've got backups all the way across. It's Jenner Dye at the nose. We've got Mesteric on the near side at number 54. That's going to be Nicholas Dean on the far side defensive line.
Hanlon will give to Gatto. Gatto lowers his shoulder, but he's met. And he is met. Who is that? We'll get a number on you.
Big stick, number 30.
Yeah, how about that? That's Noah Reese. Or I'm sorry, Adam Neville.
Neville coming in with a big stick.
That is a Friday night hit, folks, right there. I see a guy come up and hit like that. I think of John Madden and what he would say. Half those guys watching like, who's John Madden?
Yeah. Yes, that's a big time hit by a young fella getting his chance here in this second half, and that's going to be a night for the Grizzlies starters on defense. And Barberton's going deep.
Hanlon going over the top. Intended receiver there was number 8, Vernon Reynolds, incomplete as it's overthrown.
Kogan Wilson, another young fella in coverage. The guy did slip behind him a little bit, but you see coaches right there on the sideline coaching him up as he comes back to the Grizzlies short huddle.
3rd down and 8 now for the Magics. 3rd and 9 is the call on the PA speaker here. So Hanlon will start the second half where Braden Lauk started the first half.
Invaluable tape here for these young fellas on a Friday night live action. Barberton's going to throw it at us to try to get something on the board. That's a good pass.
That's great coverage, and it's picked off. Nope.
No.
Incomplete.
I thought that was picked too, Mike. Boy, it looked like he had it and came down to the ground with it, but they said no.
Great coverage on the play. Good ball, too. It was a good football play, and Wadsworth forces a 4th and long now for the Magics. Got to wonder, if you're Coach Gatto, what do you say at halftime to your team?
You know, I think what he says is, look, guys, 41-0 is a big hill to climb. Let's come out, let's execute and do what we do and try to, just get better in this second half and put some good film up, get better. We can regroup. It's a little speed option to the left.
Lauk is in. Lauk's going to pitch it.
That's Gatto. Oh, another big lick on the sideline going the other way. He's going to be well short of the first down.
Yeah, so they'll turn it over on downs, and the Grizzly offense will take over. See where they spot it. It looks like the 29-yard line. That is where they're going to spot it, where Wadsworth offense will take over. A very short field in front of the Grizzly O. And the question is, are we going to send that starting unit out there offensively?
It looks like there's all.
See Bryson Hall in the huddle there.
Looks like all the backups.
Yep, all the backups
receivers.
are. Yep.
That's going to be. Is that Noah Reese at running back number 31? Yeah, Noah Reese is going to be in the backfield. That's Sturpka. Looks like number 27 at quarterback. He's just going to turn and give it to Reese right up the middle. Cuts to his right. Just pinballing down to about the 12-yard line.
So, again, this is a running clock. Go ahead, Kirk.
I was just going to say, you see your backup linemen come in here, and you're always looking to get past that top 5. You want to find linemen 6, 7, 8, and these guys are just blowing off the ball, this backup group.
How about Josh Garcia, that right tackle, only a freshman?
Yeah.
In on Friday night.
Sturpka, just a bit behind his receiver. That number 20.
Wes Raines, the sophomore.
Oh, no, he's saying Noah Nixon. Noah Nixon. Yeah, Noah Nixon. They're calling number 28.
Wadsworth will have a substitution entering the game now. Is going to be number 88, Quinn Clark, the junior wide receiver. So 2nd down and 10.
Sturpka hands off to Reese right up the gut. He's going to get in for a touchdown. Noah Reese with a touchdown, his first of his career on the varsity level. That's going to make a lot of folks on the sidelines happy because Noah is he's just one of those players. He's infectious. Everybody likes Noah because he works so hard. He's a wrestler. He's just a hardcore guy. You see Gavin meets him out there at the numbers. He's just a real popular player. Tough as nails, tough as they come. His dad played at Youngstown State. His uncle is here. He helps us quite a bit. Charlie Reese. The Reese family has made a big impact. And, of course, Will, starting on defense, big hitter on our defense. You love to see it for the Reese family. Young Buck got the extra point. Oh, there's a late flag. Number 38, the young fella, they're letting him get some kicks in.
Yeah, that's
Hatfield.
That's Hatfield.
He had a nice extra point there. Looks like the penalty's going to be on Barberton. Both sides are coming off. So with this running clock, Mike, we're only 5 minutes to go here in the third period. It's going to be early night for us.
I want to go back to that touchdown run. Nice block on the right side there by Carson Glass.
Oh, nice.
He's 6 foot 190. That sophomore on that right side.
Yeah, number 68. I think we saw him run in there on those last couple plays off the sideline. Again, looking for depth on the offensive line. Good to see blocks by the young fellas like that when they get their chance.
Yeah, and these are the types of games where you can build that depth and get those guys that experience, especially early on in the season. How valuable that could be in weeks 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Well, Mike, you sat here firsthand and saw how injuries affected us late in the season. It really had a toll on us as we went into the playoffs. We were getting Gavin back. He missed 3 games, got back, but he wasn't 100%. But we had other people missing here and there. Bryce Polzak goes out, the senior on the defensive line. So you're right. It's so valuable to get these folks some meaningful reps. And when I say meaningful, I mean we're in the third quarter against a rival, crosstown rival in Barberton, and these young fellas, a lot of sophomores, few juniors, are getting reps. They're playing against, the Friday night guys, and we need that. We need to get it on film so they can teach them up next week in practice, but give them some confidence too.
Yeah, it is. It's confidence and depth. So 5:39 remaining here in the third quarter. Your Grizzlies, you see, lead it 48-0. They come out in their opening drive on a short field here in the second half and find the end zone.
Yeah, they assess that penalty there on the kickoff. He's just going to squib it.
Kick it.
Bouncer. Ooh,
picked up there by number 44.
And he is swarmed by 3 Grizzlies hard. Number 15's in there on that play. Looks like number 24. Trying to get some of these numbers of these young kids. That's Medges, P.J. Medges, making his presence felt. Number 15 is Landon Provance. You called his name earlier in the first half on a play.
Well, you're going to see a lot of freshmen here in the second half for this. A lot of sophomores. This is a sophomore and freshman laden team. 32, I believe, underclassmen on this Barberton team. So there's our student body enjoying the night here as the Grizzlies in complete control. First down and 10 now. And Braden Lauk will direct the Magics here.
Speed option to
left
his left
side. He's going to tuck it away, turn it upfield for a nice gain on first down. Is Lauk 5 yards.
And I think that's what Coach Gatto's got to do. He's got to find out what his team can do, what their identity is. Now it's against, almost exclusively the Grizzly backup, but Coach Gatto's got to say, look, what can we do? What can be some of our bread and butter plays? What do we need to work on this week as we prepare for game number 2? So that's what I think he's going to look at for the next 16 minutes of clock time here is what can we do? What can we execute, and where can we hang our hat as we get into the depth of their season?
We look at second down and 5 for the Magics.
Lauk back to pass.
Lauk is going to.
He's got a man.
Up the sideline, incomplete. But it's also a good opportunity for guys like Brad Watson and Dom Jackson to get some reps at that linebacker position, because those guys, as being a linebacker, you take a beating.
And we do not have a deep group of linebackers this year. Brad is essentially another starter. I mean, he played a lot last year. Bowden had I think a game or two where he was injured or nicked up a bit, and Brad had got some reps in there. Certainly against Avon in that regional semifinal game, Brad had to come in when Jake went down with an injury, and Brad's a senior. He's an outstanding lacrosse player as well. And I tell you what, he hits you like a ton of bricks. So essentially just another starter in that linebacker core. Now he's getting to play a lot of reps here with this group. But you're right, Dom Jackson, another senior that's been playing with this group for a long time. Just some real quality depth.
So Barberton will take a timeout, and it's not surprising because you've got a lot of underclassmen on the field right now and trying to get organized offensively at third down and 5.
You know what I see right here? I'm looking at the back here. I see Madigan. I see Jude Holler. I see Jake Ernest. The starters, the leaders of the group are out there with this second group, listening, providing some hints, some tidbits, some instruction, kind of getting these guys lined up a little bit, trying to just coach them up from their position, because that's what there was an article written about it in the Cleveland Plain Dealer about the leadership of this senior group and how they bring up that next class and set the standard and tell them this is how we do things here. And to see them walk out when their night's over, they walk out to the numbers and just are providing some support, some guidance, and being there for this mostly younger group it's a special group of people, Mike, on this team this year.
Third down and 5 for the Magics. Inside of 3 minutes, and it'll be a tackle for a loss in the backfield. Getting back there is big number 75. That is William Wirt, the senior the senior defensive lineman, 6 foot 185. Well, he got in the backfield in a hurry, Kirk.
Yes, he did.
So 4th down and 11. Another long 4th down for the Magics.
It does look like they're going to kick this time. Grady Gardner in there. He missed all of last season with an injury. Another senior at nose tackle.
Looks like Reed Close is going to be back for the Grizzlies along with Adam Neville.
Oh, that was going to be blocked, but the punter again. Oh, look at that block. Big block behind the play, and of course they're going to call a flag on that.
Yeah, there is a flag on the field.
Yep.
And Jason Gates pulls off another fake punt, but this one will come back.
Well, I don't know if that one was a designed fake. It looked like a swarm of Grizzlies were going to make him eat that ball, but there was a big-time block behind the play, which in high school football is no longer allowed. Yeah, he was going to get that block.
Yeah, he was going to get a block, yeah.
And then if you see this peel-back block behind the play right there, yeah, that's not allowed in high school football. He's got to stand there. He can shield the man, but he's got to give himself up and put his hands up, and he puts a shoulder into him, and that's, if I'm not mistaken, that blindside block is a personal foul.
Yeah, that's a good explanation, Kirk, for those that don't understand why that would be a penalty in high school football. Well, that negates the gain in the first down, and that pushes the ball back even further for the Magics.
Coach Todd giving DJ some instructions there, and DJ's relaying that information up to the guys up front. If I had to guess here, Mike, he's told them, you know what, guys, back off. Yeah, lay off. Let them get the punt off. We're not going to rush. Feign the rush. Let's get the punt off, and let's let these guys get a return in and get the offense back out on the field with just 44 seconds left in the third period.
And now we've got a whistle, and the officials will sort it out. 43 seconds remaining. And I believe we're going to have, Coach Gatto wants an explanation perhaps on the penalty that was called. But again, let's round out the, let's talk about a couple of scores in the area. At halftime, Brecksville Broadview Heights Aurora up 17-0 over Brecksville. It was halftime, Twinsburg 9, Boardman 7. Hudson and Austintown Fitch. Hudson at halftime up 7-0. Aurora 17, Brecksville nothing. Highland 31-0 over McDowell, Pennsylvania. That was well into the third quarter, running clock. We will have New Albany next week, and they were down to London 14-3. As now the officials will continue to mark off the penalty. So Coach Gatto actually I believe he's going to get flagged, is what John Bernard downstairs is telling me, and yes. So Coach Gatto trying to argue his case and push the limits a little too far.
I hate that for Coach Gatto. I wish we could have shown him the film. It was pretty clear that he put a shoulder into a man behind the play. That's a peel-back block, and they're going to call that every time.
So it's 4th and 28. So Gates in the back of the end zone will get it away, and a fair catch is signaled for and caught at the 47-yard line.
I got an updated score for you. London is leading New Albany, our opponent next week, 14-11. Looks like in the early in the fourth quarter in that one. So we'll keep a little tabs on that to see what we might expect out of the New Albany bunch when they head north.
Make your way out to Art Wright Stadium next Friday night. Great crowd here tonight. Beautiful weather. And that will end it in the third quarter. We'll go to the fourth quarter again. And Kirk, I think this is everything that, outside of a couple of penalties here and there, everything that this coaching staff has really looked forward to all summer.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. We did have a couple penalties late in the second, a couple holding penalties. But outside of that, there's been some good execution. We had Gavin with a handful of carries. Cooper had a handful of carries. We had Smeltzer had a couple jets. I think Calix may have had one as well. So I don't know that we've had a dozen rushes. And that was what we knew coming out of last season. You know, Cooper runs for 1,700 yards. Gavin ran, missing 3 games, still ran for 800 yards. And you think, you know, we got a running game. You know, we know what the running game is. And maybe that's what Coach Todd is saying. Like, look, I need to develop Bryson, this right side of this offensive line, and this stable of receivers. Because if we're going to go deep in the playoffs, we're not always going to be able to line up and go toe-to-toe with every team. We're going to have to be able to pass the ball around.
First and 10 on the 48, and nice job there by Barberton stopping the run play by Noah Nixon.
So it looks like Barberton still got a lot of their starters in there. Gatto is still in it, quarterback. But as we know, they don't have a lot of depth. We're not going to have a JV game with this Barberton group tomorrow, just because they just don't have the numbers to field them all. And that's unfortunate for our guys. So, they're getting to play a half here, so it doesn't sting as much that they're probably not going to get to play tomorrow. I know Coach Todd was working on some different scenarios.
2nd and 12, little bubble screen out to the left side, sniffed out very well by that Barberton Magic's defense. Another loss on the play for the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
brings up a long 3rd down.
Grizzlies going the wrong direction on this possession. 2 plays, 4 yards loss.
So Braden Sturpka facing a long 3rd down. Ball's placed at the 48-yard line of the Grizzlies. Sturpka looking right, lets it go.
Ball's out there. Oh!
Underthrows it. Pass is intended there for number 29, Noah Nixon.
I think Noah's going to want that one back. It was a little underthrown, as you mentioned, but I still think he got both hands on it, coming back to it, and he could have made that catch, and I think he knows that.
4th down, and the Grizzlies looks like they're going to go for it here. Why not? Sturpka rolling right, throws, got a man open and overshoots him.
He had a man breaking to the middle of the field. Number 82 was broke into the middle of the field. That's Colby Ostrovich. He broke to the middle of the field behind the safety, and Sturpka was already in his motion when Colby come out of that break, and he will want that back. He'll see that on film, and he'll learn from that pass.
So you see on the front 3, you got Nicholas Dean out there, Grady Gardner is out there, and number 75 looks like William Wirt. That front 3 of that defensive line for the Grizzlies. Lucas Ash, the linebacker, outside linebacker, also out there.
He's out there next to Medges. P.J. Medges is the other linebacker in there, the middle with Ash. A lot of sophomores.
And at quarterback now is number 12, Jackson Hanlon for the Magics. Gatto is in the backfield.
Sophomore Hanlon, they're missing someone.
And they got to call.
They're going to have to call
timeout, or are they going to take the penalty? I think they're just going to take the penalty. They call timeout.
Yeah, right at the last moment.
Yeah, number 7 getting onto the field late for the Magics,
and this is what I think Coach Gatto will say at the end of the game. Like, guys, these are the things we've got to avoid. Forget the opponent in Wadsworth. These are the things that, as they get into their league play in the Suburban League American, the teams they're going to face, Aurora, Highland, they're going to be sharp teams. We've got to avoid these things. We've got to get our personnel out on the field in time. We've got to get the plays in. And he's going to talk to his staff about that as well. Like, look, guys, we got to get the plays in. We're coming out of a change of possession, and we can't get the play on the field. You know, those are things as a staff and as a team that they can emphasize this year as they're going into, week 2. Okay, the clock runs.
Yep, clock runs. 1st and 10. Hanlon in the backfield. Gatto to his right. Hanlon going to roll this way. Throw pressure coming, and it's incomplete. Ooh. Gatto trying to come up, but it's actually a good thing that Gatto lets that one fall.
Yeah, there was a big hold that the refs, I think, just let him go. Nick Dean got held bad. He had his man beat and got collared a little bit, and just kept fighting through it. Kudos to him to just keep driving. I know defensive line coaches they just want you to go, go, go. You know, it doesn't matter. They don't want excuses where the hands are, where the arms are. You just apply that pressure up the middle, and that's what he did. And
Grady Gardner at nose.
going
Hanlon
deep.
back to throw, underthrows it, but it's caught at the 20-yard line.
Wow, that's DeWitt. He adjusted to the ball, came back to it. Like you said, it was underthrown. Defensive back had his back to the play, but DeWitt, with the presence of mind, they're going for it again. They got a man up and in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Barberton. I think there was, let's look at that replay. The Grizzlies looked like they were a little bit behind on that play and maybe out of position.
Yeah, West Range, it looked like was on the coverage, but Barberton kind of sped their tempo up there, Kirk.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at it. This is before the touchdown.
Makes the adjustment. Ball's down on the 20, and I think they did go hurry up a little bit. Now we're going to watch the extra point, it looks like here. Yeah, West Range is who ended up in the screen, but I'm not sure if he was the person that should have been in that coverage. We'll have to take a look at the replay and see. We're going to see that replay coming up here in just a moment after the kick. But again, you see people coming in and out on Barberton on their special teams. Just there's a lot for Coach Gatto to address. Good kick.
So Blake Leary on the point after, and Barberton is on the board with 6:39 remaining. We'll take another look at this. They do get to the line of scrimmage pretty quick.
They did. West turns, just misses. The guy had to make a good play on the ball. He did bobble that ball going to the ground, did secure it. It was a touchdown. But if you look, West was in good shape, had his hips turned properly. Now he needs to close on that man right now, and he was a little late closing, and the ball got there a little before he did. And I'm sure that's what the coach is going to say. Wes, had your hips turned, you got the man where you wanted him, but you've got to close on him. You had too much space between you and the receiver. He had already committed, so you had your hips turned. Now you got to close that distance, and he'll learn from that. Wes is a heady ball player. His brother was a good ball player, Ivan Raines. So we'll
reminder.
They'll work on that.
Yeah, a reminder. Just a sophomore.
Yeah,
right. Friday Night Lights. It's a little. The game moves a little faster on Friday night.
It does. It does. And this game is moving fast overall, Mike. We only got 6:40 left to go in the game. 48-7. We put a lot on film. So a lot of good stuff to review, but I'm sure that Coach Todd and the entire staff is going to break this down and find a lot to work on leading into the contest with New Albany next week.
So Gates kicks it away and brought down about the 3-yard line, picked back up.
Oh, he's got a seam.
There's
a seam. Number 88 with a nice return, Quinn Clark. If he catches that cleanly, you don't know. Something else might happen if he's able to catch that ball cleanly. But, man, he found a little seam here on his right side, and that's a real nice return, Mike, up to about the 34-yard line.
And he's going to go back in the ball game as a wide receiver is Quinn Clark. Once you get out there and you get a few touches on a Friday night, as you're a sophomore or a freshman, you realize after a few times this game is a lot more fun to play Friday night.
Noah Reese bouncing around out there, a little pinball action. Another real nice carry.
Yeah, good gain on first down for this group. 2nd down and 2 now for the Grizzlies.
He's going to sneak up on Gavin and get that leader rushing for the game. I think that's got to be Bupp.
Yeah,
I'm taking the snaps.
Yeah, I'm looking for a number.
There is no 39. I think that's Bupp. We saw him against Brunswick. Oh, watch him go.
Keep it up the middle.
He's got it.
40.
That's going to be a touchdown for the
30.
freshman.
The freshman will go
the freshman
56 yards for a touchdown. 58-yard run.
Yeah. The kids love Bupp. He's such a competitor. He is really, really talented. And, you know, he's a quarterback, and he will get his chance to play quarterback. But, you know, with Bryson in front of him right now, they're going to do a lot what we saw with Will Stack a few years ago. You know, Will's going to be out there. He's going to be playing in some position because he's just too talented. And look at Buck.
Just great speed,
He's
too.
just so talented.
Yep.
Buck. His last name is Buck. But what you're gonna see is he's going to be on the field, and then when he gets to his senior year, like Will did, he's going to take the reins as a quarterback and step in. But he's going to be well seasoned, as you see. He's getting some reps here tonight, and I think there's going to be other opportunities as the season goes along. But certainly on the JV level, the freshman level, he's going to get a lot of repetitions in the next couple of years as a quarterback. But he's just too good a football player to keep him off the field.
So the PAT is good, and that will go to number 38. That's Vince Hatfield, the sophomore kicker. So Coach Todd, who's been spoiled by Jack Dinwiddie over the last 4 years having one kicker, he's got the luxury here to have two. He's got Jack McNeil and now Hatfield. And the Grizzlies 55-7. All smiles on the Grizzly side.
Developing talent because you just don't know what's going to happen. Jack plays a lot of receiver. You just never know, something could go sideways, and you're going to need a kicker. And you've got someone we see here in Hattie, you know, kicking off here. He's done some kickoffs, you know, an extra point there. There's a great shot of Mr. Suber, our principal, athletic director, Tim Campbell.
Tim looks like he needs to get in the weight room, though. He's a little thin there.
Yeah, I told him today, I said, it looks like you put on your bouncer shirt from college. He says, he said he really wanted to show out tonight. And he's done a great job with the facilities. We haven't said a whole lot about the new turf. You know, I know you said something in the opening, but you know, Coach Campbell come in. We got new turf here. It's beautiful for Arkwright Stadium, and just a lot of things that Tim has implemented in the athletic department since he's, you know, his year plus. He's just now over a year into the role as our athletic director, and he picked up where Brad Musgrave left off, and I think he's going to put it in his fifth gear and get things moving. I know there's a lot of plans on the drawing board for the athletic facilities and just some of the amenities that we're working on for boys and girls sports, and it's a very exciting time to be a Wadsworth Grizzlies supporter.
So the clock continues to run under 2:50 now. Wadsworth will defend Arkwright once again. Season opener, they'll go 1-0 on the season. Barberton will start with a loss, obviously. Again, New Albany next week here at Arkwright. Then on September 5th, we are at Medina. Then we'll come home for 3 in a row as that ball is nearly intercepted. And pressure on the play by the Grizzlies.
Mike, I think we at Medina, at North Royalton.
Is it at North Royalton?
I believe so. I believe
okay.
At North Royalton, and then we're home for 2 more.
You are correct. We're at North Royalton, then Twinsburg and Brecksville.
Right. But before we leave, again, I just the folks that support this program, I want to mention them again. You know, Grizzly Garage is you know, the sponsor of this senior night, and are going to provide, you know, food and beverages and for the after party for the team and for the coaches and just the people that have fed us this week. El Rincon, Casa, everybody loves Casa. Everybody loves El Rincon. We've got the luxury of multiple Mexican restaurants here in our community, and they do a lot to support all our sports teams, and certainly have fed a bunch of folks this week.
Jackson Hanlon got to get rid of it as the pressure's coming and throws it incomplete. No, it's tremendous, Kirk, the support of not only the football program, but all the athletic programs here in Wadsworth, that the business community just seems to step up.
I just got word that I almost left someone out. Drake's Barbecue, you know, provided a meal for one of the team dinners earlier. in the preseason. So, we just got, and we haven't even gotten into some of the people that are already lined up to provide meals and food for rides back when we've got some of these away games. We've got a number of parents and other operations that are coming together just to support this football team. That's what we're talking about tonight. But as you said, the whole athletic department.
Gatto on the carry, and Gatto, he's been a workhorse tonight on both sides of the ball for the Magics, and he will walk off the field limping. Again, he's coming off of an injury from last year. We hope the young man is fine and it's nothing serious over there. A long season for Mr. Gatto. As we're inside of 10 seconds, and that will do it here at Art Wright Stadium, where the Wadsworth Grizzlies came out with their ears pinned back and ran over the Magic's 55-7, and they'll go 1-0, and they took care of business tonight.
Yeah, they did the right things right. Didn't see a lot of hiccups in the engine tonight. There's going to be things to work on. Had a few penalties, and I think Coach Todd did what he wanted to. We got to see, a little bit of the run game. Looks like we might see Cooper's touchdown here on this replay. Nope, we're going to see the fade to Jack in the corner. But we're going to run down each touchdown. But we saw a big running game or a big passing game tonight. The emphasis was here's Cooper's touchdown, getting Bryson comfortable, getting him comfortable with his new offensive line, getting some timing down with his receivers. And you saw that a lot. He threw passes to a lot of different receivers, touchdown passes to Calix, to Jalen, to Jack. Really, really effective. We'll get his final stats, but Bryson had a real sharp night tonight.
Yeah, again, in the first half, he was 12 of 18 for 245 yards, and this is Colton Levitt's touchdown, his first as a Grizzly here. And how about that?
Look at him. He just coming back from that injury. You can tell he's just so fired up and so happy not only to be back, but to get a score here on senior night. For that young man, he was the honorary captain tonight by Coach Todd, and we're just so glad to see that. And as is tradition, they line up with the student body and the band, and they sing the alma mater.
Before we say goodnight, let's just say thank you or congratulations, if you will, to the Wadsworth Scout Players of the Week. Offensive skill was Cole Wilson, the sophomore. Offensive big was Aiden Meistrix, the junior. Kogan Wilson, the sophomore, the defensive skill player of the week, and defensive big player of the week, number 99, Augie Titus, the junior. Without these guys, scout team is really, at times they can be underrated, but well-deserved for those young men.
They're out there practicing hard. They're not sure how much they're going to get to play on Friday nights, but they know that their contribution during the week is what is going to help prep the starters and the guys in front of them on the depth chart. And it is so valuable to have them contributing the way they do. And then tonight, they get an opportunity to shine themselves.
Well, Wadsworth does what they were expected to do tonight. They defeat the Magics 55-7 for Kirk Gray and John Bernard downstairs. I am Mike Elkins. Final score from Art Wright Stadium. Wadsworth 55, Barberton 7. Good night, Wadsworth.
Good night.
Watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.